Welcome back to Let's Talk Race and Marlon. I'm your host, Harrison Paul. And today we got a very special caller coming on the show. I got a wonderful message. Well, not so wonderful, but wonderful in the sense that I really felt connected to this brother's story. Contacted me about a story that he's been going through. This is in regards to interracial relationships. I feel this is a topic, a taboo topic. People don't really like to touch it. People don't like to talk about the truths of the relationships and how they unfold. The superiority that takes place when people don't see eye to eye, and then it becomes about having an even split between both parents having, I guess, an even right to the child's life to be the parent. And it seems like one right is less important than the other right. And one's view or one's idea or one's story is the one that is right. And the other one that is you know, essentially the bad guy. You become the bad guy. And this is something that a lot of black men are going through. And this brother just really poured out his message in when he contacted me, and I just knew instantly I wanted to give this brother a voice. I want other brothers out there as well who are going through the same thing, to connect to this story, and we can, I guess, have therapy with each other about these hurdles that we face. I really can't wait for you to hear this brother, because he's not one of them. It's a guy who really, really loves his child, really, really from the bottom of his heart. We spoke today, and I just can't wait to have him on the call today so you guys can connect with this story. We're not going to give much details, just for you to know that it was an interracial relationship, and yeah, we'll get into it. Let's give him a call. Hello, brother. How are you?
Very, very good, very good. Thank you for having me live and giving me the opportunity to voice this situation here because not many people out there have the courage to come forward and allow us a channel where we can express the pain
Exactly.
that we are going through.
Exactly.
Thank.
Exactly, brother. No, honestly, thank you for coming on today, because the minute I heard your story, I just instantly knew, this is something that us black men, we have to suffer in silence. We're never believed. And then on top of it, then we're stereotyped as men who don't want to be there for their children. And a lot of us do want to be there for their children. So your story honestly just hits home for me in particular. And I just feel like a lot of black men we will garner strength from this. So you know what I mean, bro? Just take it away. Let me know a little bit about your situation.
Um, Situation is get it start to unravel. It gets deeper and deeper. The more we live, for example, the situation is the fact that 4 years ago, I've been separated from my kid. Haven't been able to send a present for my kid. I'm not even being able to speak or to phone my kid.
Mm,
Um, I don't know how to put it, but like I do not understand where that come from because
mm,
there never has been any incident or violence
mm-hmm,
or domestic abuse.
mm-hmm,
You know,
mm-hmm,
you know, I arrived here before she was born, and then I just gonna keep it very simple. I arrived here because to see my child born, and
mm-hmm,
when she was born, we moved in together. The family was really really cool with me. The family
mm-hmm,
was the family is that they're incredible people. They treat me well. They look after me.
mm-hmm,
Especially her father. Her father was an
mm-hmm,
incredible man. Like he
mm-hmm,
passed away not long ago.
mm-hmm,
Um, you know, he had so much respect for me. And her mother was used to kind of cook for me and
mm-hmm,
always invite me to her home. So you see, I had a really good relationship with her family. I had no issue there. They always been good to me. And then we had one incident now and then, but at the end of the day, we always patch things up.
mm-hmm,
We were together for 3 years. 3 years. In 3 years, we had one major argument, one only
mm-hmm,
one, and based on that argument, she's using it over and over and over and over, like ammunition to kind of
wow,
to justify the fact that she's not allowing me to see my kid
Mm-hmm.
because 10 years ago you argue with me, and this
Yeah.
is what happened.
Yeah.
So like, you know, um so I found myself in a situation where her voice matter, my voice doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they're doing that, but the obvious, you look at me, and you will know, you will see for yourself that is obvious. They're not even telling me why they're doing this. They just taking decision without
Mm-hmm.
following any rules.
Mm-hmm.
um they're just doing whatever they want. Basically, they're just doing whatever they want because they believe they can get away with it. They're not even following, not even one rule in the book. they are
Yeah.
they are
Yeah.
they are burning every single rules in the book to
Right.
achieve what they want.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is not only them involved. There's a lot of people involved assisting.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
um, when when you told me that you're gonna get me the opportunity to voice my concern, I'm like, finally, God
Yeah.
have opened the doors for me,
Yeah. Yeah.
because um, I've been in strangers for the last 4 years.
Mm.
Um, like I'm a very successful sport person.
Yeah.
Then I had 4 jobs. All my 4 jobs, I get fired or I get dismissed because
Wow.
people used to come to my job and make cause problem just for that.
Wow.
Uh,
Wow.
my last job, I got fired because somebody called and told my employer things, and the next day he said, We cannot have you here," because I had a
Wow.
call. I had a call. Somebody told us that this Y and Z, so we don't want you here.
Wow.
So on the 14th of
Wow.
December,
Wow.
I lost my job. Everybody was,
Wow.
well, everybody was partying. Everybody was happy. I was
Wow.
here at home, a stranger. I
Wow.
couldn't even send a present,
Wow.
a Christmas present for my kid. I couldn't even send
Wow.
a birthday present for my kid 3 weeks ago. None of that. You know why? Because people are assisting, people are helping, people are. It's like
Mm.
having freaking gang of people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like they don't, like, when you ask yourself, but why are they doing this? Why? Yeah, you admit it. Like, I'm not asking this question anymore, because what I see around there, what I see on social media, and all the hate, all the things that's going on, I'm like, this is what's going on. Because I was a little bit ignoring. I was a little bit
Mm-hmm.
kind of blind a little bit. But I start
Mm-hmm.
waking up. I start waking up and I'm seeing the reality of things now. I'm like, this is why.
Yeah.
Because, brother, to me, all human are human.
Exactly.
Like, they, I have no veil in my eyes. Like, I see
Yeah.
one person as a person, I see another person. No, brother,
Yeah.
I see everybody as the equal, and
Yeah.
it just hit me. Boom! I'm like, oh, but that
Mm-hmm.
does really exist.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to get remarks before, but it was not stopping me. I was like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
going through them like they no existent, because racist are people. Let me tell you what racist people are. They are undeveloped people who are not developed the skills to expression.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
kind of um they kind of return their anger and their frustration onto other people.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot blame them, because when someone is in this stage of evolution, they have not evolved to the point they can understand what a human is, or a
Mm-hmm.
person is, moral is, um, what family is. They don't understand those steps. So when you see people taking decision that you do not understand, because let me tell you one thing. Do you understand why they are doing what they're doing right now? What they're pushing people away? Do you know those things?
About anti-migrants.
Yeah. Do you know why they're
Yes.
doing that?
Well, I know
It,
the excuse of why they're doing it, but you know, there is the real reason is I know it's a hatred, you know, it's a hatred, it's a spirit of hatred. What do you think, brother?
this is people who are afraid of change.
Yes.
They are afraid of change.
Yeah.
Their land will not be taken anyway. Their land
Yeah.
will not be taken. Nobody is here to take their land. This is their land. This is their sacred land. We know that. So who's gonna take land from them? We're not here
Exactly.
to take land. If if someone causes any trouble, call me. I will be the first one to pull them out. You know. But the thing
Exactly.
is, there's so much things involved that we need to stay aside. Let them do whatever they want, because if we get mixed, we don't get anything out of it. Look how they are kind of telling us that we're not welcome, go back home, all of this and all of that. So why
Right.
would I get involved in a community where they don't want me around?
Right.
You see?
And yeah, and brother, so what were the things that you began to realize that you know, there was racism that was keeping you from your daughter? Like, I'm by the way, this is not at all any sort of me doubting or whatever, but just so people understand that, where was the did you read any signs, any kind of sense of like, this image, you know, how we are painted as these people? Where did you begin to see the signs like, hold on, these guys are thinking I'm some, bad black man? When did this
Savage.
explain that to me?
Well, the word was savage.
Mm-hmm.
The way they were, like, first of all, let me tell you how some of the criminal law function. When somebody is accusing someone, they have to, before they persecute someone, they have to make a verified criminal complaint, a verification of a criminal complaint before they can criminalize anyone. They have to have zero doubt. They have to make sure there's
Yeah.
no doubt that the facts are true. That's one thing. Secondly, when an allegation is done to anyone, there's an investigation. And to me, there was not no investigation done. I had a couple of allegations. No investigation was done. Everything was done just word to mouth, mouth to word, and boom, there's a court
And when you
order.
when
Uh,
and when you say investigation, do you mean there was actually a court order? You're involved with the courts regarding this matter?
yeah, yeah. Like
Crazy.
since
Eh,
2000, I've been complaining. I've been complaining since 2012.
wow,
Since
wow.
2012, my brother.
And
Um,
do you mind disclosing the actual, some of the actual claims?
like
If it's too sensitive, don't worry, bro.
I don't
We can
mind.
move.
I don't mind
Yeah,
because
yeah.
at this point, my character has been staying to the
Exactly.
lowest,
I
to
know
the
what you
lowest.
get. I trust me, brother. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm not gonna say any name. I'm not gonna say like I'm not angry. I'm not angry at her. I don't think she knows any better.
Yeah,
If she
yeah,
knew if she knew any better,
yeah, yeah,
she wouldn't be
yeah,
doing what she's doing.
yeah, yeah. And
And
I
even
just want
though,
to and I just want to point out there, because this is something I just want the viewers at home to realize. This was something that this brother said to me on the phone earlier today. He spoke about how, he didn't want to make sure this was not about slandering and not about this. And I said to him, bro, you have shown me that you are the one in the right. Because any man with the level, and he said a sentence that, really, I know real men exercise this. And he said, that's still the mother of my child. I do not want to slander her. And that was when I got to see this man's integrity. Despite what you're going through, you still stand there and say, I'm going to stand on integrity regardless of that,
yeah,
because you know that your child wants to be raised with, you want your child to be raised with also integrity. And no one really can have integrity if they're, disrespecting their parent. So just in many ways, I want the viewers at home, the self-discipline, despite your name being dragged through the mud, and despite the hurt and the nights, and we're gonna get into the things you shared with me, the nights that you've gone through pain, and still an opportunity here, and you don't want to tear her down. So I just want the viewers at home to see these are the type of men that are being kept from their children. Can you so then continue on, brother?
Like, to me, like, she's the mother of my child.
Yeah,
I don't see myself dragging her name, because it's not her name I'm dragging. It's the reputation of my
e-
kid and her future.
exactly, exactly.
She's gonna be like, imagine someone putting things saying things bad about the mother. The child is gonna be like embarrassed
Ex-
of herself.
exactly.
It's
Right,
like self damage. She will be kind of, I don't want to be like this person. I don't want to be
right,
seen with
right,
my father,
right,
or with my
right,
mother. You know, um, well, it makes no sense to me to take revenge on someone, or like an eye for an eye. I will never do that. You know,
right.
my mother, my father never taught me, never teach me those type of things. They teach me, somebody do you something, move on, go
Yeah,
somewhere else. They close one door, open another one. They
right,
open. No, it doesn't matter how many doors they close at me. I'm keep knocking doors down, and I'm keep
right,
moving forward. I'm still
right.
here. Um, I just want to say that, like, through all this trouble, I want to say thank you to a lot of people, amazing people, who have
Yeah,
done so much and kept me going no matter
yeah,
what.
yeah,
I cannot lie and say that all people are bad, all people are racist. No,
yeah.
I will disagree with that. There's a lot of incredible people that keep you. Thanks to them, you keep moving forward.
Right,
They give you a little glimpse of hope
right. That's
that
true.
not all people are bad, man.
That's true. That's true. That's true. And so just for the viewers, so let me know what were the allegations that were put on you that you're actually having to fight
Well,
through.
I'm gonna be raw. What it is.
Right.
Um, I was assaulted when I first arrived here. I was
Yeah.
assaulted.
Yeah.
Um, like, this is how it began. This is the root of all the allegation till today. And I had enough, because I need to put an end to that continuous allegation, bringing it back up. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe is every year there's a little bit being added to it. There's a
Yeah.
little bit of
Yeah.
adding to
Yeah.
make it as a new allegation. And this
And
is what's
yeah.
going on. I really don't care if the other party have heard everything here now, but because they need to stop. People doesn't haven't heard my side of the story. But do you think they care about my side of the story?
No. No.
Okay.
And what I learned also is that people kind of understand over time what they're doing is wrong. So they need to add a little bit every time to make themselves feel justified in what they're doing. So the story always, even the more time goes on, the more they question themselves and want to feel righteous in what they've done. They have to add a little bit to the story each time. So that's something there. But continue.
But let me tell you, if you don't need to be a smart man or an investigator to see the fact, to see
Right.
um we weren't together for over 7 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got married. You got married, everything. There's no problem. You say, but wait a minute. How come he's fine? He's cool with me. He have a coffee with my
Mm-hmm.
husband. I have a coffee with her husband. We sit
Mm-hmm.
down. Everything was fine. He promised me I will never intervene with the relationship with your kid. I sit down with him. I sit
Mm-hmm.
down with him. I shake his hand. We had a coffee. That's to show you I had no problem with him over her. Me and her, we used to sit down, have a coffee. We used to go for a walk in the park, even after we separated. There
Right.
was no problem, brother. Everything was fine. You know, the moment that she got married, I was ejected like a fucking dog. The moment that she bought a
Mm.
house, I was ejected. This is why it is the it's not why, but it, like it's like taking your fucking soul and throwing it out of your fucking body.
Mm-hmm.
you know. But the thing is, what really, really happened, I tell you, she might know what really happened because if she hear this, because herself, she doesn't know what happened because both of her allegations are the same allegation. Because as far as I know, we only had one major incident, one, and that night, um, I remember. I still remember. I live. Sorry, I live this every single night. I till today. I still have this thing in my mind,
Yeah.
playing it over and over and over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that night, it was a Friday. It was, yeah, it was a Friday morning at 3 a.m. I had to wake up my kid. She was only a couple of months old. She was
Mm.
from February, Janvier, February, Mars, Avril, May, Juin, Juillet, Août. She was 5 months. No, no, she was 7 months old. 7 months, a little tiny baby. I wake
You
up at three
spoke. You
o'clock.
okay? Continue. Go on. Continue. Sorry.
I She was 7 months old. I put her in the cart in the Moses basket, and I call a taxi because there was nobody in the house. I had to bring her to her grandmother, drop her in a taxi, bring her to her grandmother because I used to work from 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Then after 3 p.m., I go to my training, and then I come back home at 6. And at 6, I see my kid for 1 hour. She go when they are small, they go to bed at 7 o'clock, and
Mm-hmm.
like it's a routine. You have to put them in bed at 7 o'clock, right? Just keep all those information in mind, right? What I'm telling you. So if I go from 5:30 to 3 o'clock and I come back home after training at 6 p.m., right? My
Right.
kid is 7 months old. She go to 7 as sharp, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that night when I come back home, I say, well, you never come back home uh, last night. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I say, okay, no problem. I forgive you, but I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go out tonight, Saturday night. I'm gonna go out. No, no, Saturday. It was, yeah, Saturday night, and yeah, Friday. She went out. She never come back.
Mm.
It was Saturday. It was Saturday. Yes, perfect. Saturday morning, and then Saturday at 3 o'clock, I went home and I say, I'm gonna go out tonight because you did go out tonight last night. I'm gonna go out tonight as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I went out, had a couple of drinks, but only two drinks. I was home by 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
But when I get to home at 1 o'clock, by the time I get to the door, um, who you talking to? Who is that on the phone? Who you with? My friend, the Nini guy that work with me. Um, who you talking to on the phone? She grabbed my phone from my left hand. I grab it back I took my right hand, whoop, I snatch it back from her hand. And then I went towards our room into the left side. The right
Mm-hmm.
side was the kitchen and a small little room that we put our daughter to bed with her cot.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was set up there. She was like a
Mm-hmm.
second bedroom for our
Mm-hmm.
daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So I went, take my clothes off. She, man, rages because I took my rages because took the phone. Are you cheating on this or you doing that, man? And I say, hey, listen, cool down, chill, man. And I
Mm-hmm.
say, we were exchanging word. I call her a cunt. When I
Mm-hmm.
call her cunt, she jumped from the right. It was my left side. She jumped from my left side, and the other side of the bed. She took a book, slam it on my head. Blah! So, I consciously preemptive, under preemptive, to protect myself. I acted
Right.
with the intention of preemptive.
Right.
So before she hit me again, that's what I did intentionally to protect myself. But the way I did it, it was wrong. And I will never justify that. But at the moment to protect myself, I overreacted and I held on I held her in the bed. I say, listen, are you going to F? Cool down now. She
Mm-hmm.
said, I'm the mother of a child. Yes, yes, yes. I will stop. Okay. You sure? We cool down. We sat. We sat near the bed and talk, 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 talk. Who was it? She went open the door. There was two guardy at the door. I
But
heard
when did she call the guys? That was the point.
someone called the police because we were arguing. We were exchanging.
Mm-hmm.
See, we were arguing. The noise, and then when the guardy came, I only noticed I was a guardy because she opened the door. I was topless. She opened the door, and
And they
then
came and they came and they took you.
no, 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 they did not. Everything was fine. She said, everything is fine. She opened the door and she said, officer, everything is fine, and they left. We sat down to the bed and we like, hey, we did something wrong. We did this and we exchanged it. We communicated. We say, hey, I
Mm.
was wrong. You're wrong. I'm sorry. And that was it. Then now she's using this over, over. Oh, you want to see your child? I'm going to tell them that you broke my wrist when you took my phone from me.
Yes, yes,
I'm
yes,
going to tell them that.
yes,
I'm going to tell them that you hold me by my neck. You're going to hold me by
yes,
my neck. I'm going to
yes,
tell them that.
yes, yes. Oh, brother,
She
yes.
left for 2 weeks, left that night. It's fine. Let me tell you that doesn't end up like she told everyone that she left me after that, right?
Wow.
She said she left me after that, right? Now again, the same habit of going out. She went, boom, I came one afternoon, all her stuff was gone out of the house. She went back to her mom.
Mm.
She went back to her mom, all her stuff. So I moved away to another where I am right now. I move away. She came behind me after. Had a good job. I was working from 6 to 6, earning more money, just pay my maintenance. I didn't give a shit. My kid used to cry her head off if she doesn't see her father.
Mm.
She had to find a way to look for me because my kid didn't mess around when she was little. She said, "Hey, I want to see my dad. I want to see my dad now."
Mm.
And then she come back to me into my life. I used to be 7 a.m. in the morning, and 7 a.m. or 3 p.m. in the morning. She used to come knocking to my door. My daughter there, she come knocking to my door. We're not together, so why you coming home to my place, man? At this time,
So she
I
would
said,
come to
okay,
your house.
yeah, man, yeah, man, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I said, okay, you know what? She's the mother of my child.
Right,
Somebody
right,
else, instead of somebody else out there, random, let her come to me. I think
right,
she's gonna be safe. She's gonna be
right,
safe here,
right, right.
you know. Then
So
after
did you?
that,
So you're talking about your ex, or you're talking about your daughter?
no, my daughter was there because on the weekend
Right,
we
right.
are
And
agreed.
and and would you guys, just out of curiosity, would you guys maybe sometimes fall back into the relationship in that term?
But wait, after we separated from the other place, she was coming to me at 3 o'clock, at 2 o'clock. You know, piss,
Yeah,
like we say here, piss. Um, I used to let her back in because
yeah,
instead of being in a random place, better be here with me.
exactly.
Now, my father got cancer in 2013. My father got cancer, and I went away to look for him. She called me and say, "Hey, come back. We're gonna move back together. We're gonna have a house and everything when you come back." Okay, no problem. I come back. I help her set up a business. I helped her set up a business home. Everything was working perfect. Everything was fine. She was making a lot of money. I was working all the way across the city. I was cycling at 5 a.m. I was cycling all the way down from Sandy Ford all the way to Crumlin to cycle. I used to cycle every single day for almost a year. So that was keep the date in mind. That was um 20 2013. Now, all the way to 2014, boom, the same thing start to happen again. The same thing, going out, never coming back home. Going out, never coming back.
Mm.
Where are you? Where are you? Um, and my mom, why don't you come home? You have a home here. You have a child here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, no, I don't want you to see me in this condition. I say, okay, no problem. I forgive you. I forgive because I rather have my kids here than don't see my kid for over 2 months.
Exactly. Exactly.
Over 2 months.
Exactly.
So this is why I held everything within myself. I kind
Exactly.
of hold it in, hold it in. It was building up inside, hold it in. And even though I say, okay, I'd rather you come home, do whatever you want. I see my kid. It doesn't matter to me. Now,
Exactly. Exactly.
one afternoon, she picked me up from my work. I pulled my bike in the back of her car. She pulled me. We pull up in front of the house, and it was a quiet, and she said, "Listen, um, things are not working out. It's
Mm.
best that we it's best that we leave it like that."
Mm.
You know what? I saw it coming for miles. I saw it already. My friend
Mm-hmm.
used to tell me everything that's what's going on in the back and in the
Mm.
nightlife. He told me everything. I'm like, you know, she thought I didn't know, but I knew already.
Mm.
And I say, okay, no problem. So we leave it like that. We leave everything, not fighting, amicably. She dropped me at my house. Then this next day, she moved again for the second time,
Mm.
and I had to stay with the rent, deposit, and everything
Wow.
on my chart. Then after that, I moved to this place where I am now until 2014. I moved here. So can I ask you this? Now you see that we separated amicably without no problem, but in both allegations that she made in 2019 and 2024, she said that I used to kick her in front of my child. I
Wow.
used to I used
Wow.
to strangle her and pin
Wow.
her into the door and kick her in the belly in front of
Wow.
my kid, and my kid used to
Wow.
run. But
Wow.
how in the world my kid could run at 7 months old at 1 o'clock in the morning?
Wow.
How? Tell me.
And how old were you guys in this relationship?
How we were?
Yeah.
I was 27 at the time,
Wow.
and she had 25 at the
Wow.
time. Yeah,
Wow.
we was very young and no experience at all.
Of
Uh,
course, of course, of course. This story
like,
has been so amazing, like honestly, like not amazing. Of course, you're going through it, but I'm sure black men will be flooding in to tell their stories. This they can see themselves in so much in what you're going through. I see myself so much in
but
what you're
then,
going through.
but then the thing is, if there was any support intervention, this would have not happened, escalated so far.
Mm.
She's doing what she's doing because no one is saying, "Hey, what you're doing is
Eggs,
wrong."
what you and sometimes I wonder how people are raised because you know I was like my mother would tell me I could never keep my son away and it's my son away from the mother of his child, regardless, my mom is so big on balance, like children having a healthy balance, and I said in one of my episodes before that, you know, I, when I grew up, I then kind of had more of a relationship with my father, and I think he was thinking that for a time that maybe my mom would have been steering, me away from him. But it actually wasn't a fact. He actually steered me close. She steered me to love him. You know what I mean? And I remember that always, like, that is your dad. Like that's your dad. And despite their relationship not going in the most positive way, that's your dad. So
Yeah.
like what you said. It's a situation where you have to look at the people who are engaging and telling you it's okay to completely deprive a man of his father. And there's been so many signs that you love your child. So it's like, who's telling you this is the way to go about life?
Imagine, like, you asked me at the beginning, how did I see that there was
Yeah,
discrimination
yeah,
risks? Okay, I'm gonna answer that question flat out the way
yeah,
it is. I sent a present to my kid for her birthday, and I was arrested and prosecuted without even a
yeah.
verification of criminal to verify that I did indeed breach the safety
Right.
order. So for sending a birthday, you're gonna prosecute me for
They
1 year?
prosecuted you.
Okay, I'm gonna repeat it. I sent a birthday
Wow,
present, not even give it to, not even went to the
wow,
house, not even was
wow,
around. I waited for them not to be
wow,
around. The present had a letter saying, I love you
wow,
and I wish you the best. And this is 50 euro for you to bring your
wow,
mom and your stepdad to have a
wow,
coffee and a pancake.
wow,
Take those 50 euro, you can bring them, have a tea, and you want to tell me that you're going to come and prosecute me, they come in and serve me a breach of safety order.
wow,
And since 2012, I've been complaining that my court order, I have a court order for access. Right now, I have access. Normally, I should have my kid tonight.
wow,
I could count since 4 years of breach of. I reinforced the order. It was not executed.
wow.
So that means if I breach the court order right now, do you know what's going to happen to me?
They're gonna take you back.
You know the answer
Yeah,
to that. You know
yeah.
the
I know
answer
the
to that.
answer to that.
Oh man, with the experience I have now as a life coach and all the diploma and degree and certificate I went through now, I see it clear as water, clear as
Yeah,
day. I was
yeah,
abused. I was abused
yeah,
mentally and
yeah,
physically.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
abused. I was uh, blackmailed all this
yeah,
time for protecting, for
yeah,
acting in
yeah,
preempt, for
yeah,
acting in
yeah,
preempt to protect
yeah.
myself. I've been blackmailed since I arrived here. So you want to tell me that after you get married, all after we have a coffee, we in 2018 I went to I went on holiday. I bring you on holiday to I went on holiday twice, and then I went on holiday with my kid as well. So if I'm a violent man, if I'm an
Right,
abusive,
right.
sorry, sorry for that. If I am an abuser, why then you have a coffee and come to my
Right,
house, and why do you leave
right,
me? Let
right,
me go on holiday
right,
with my
right,
kid. Why?
right,
Tell me. Only why now? If I'm an abusive, I asked the guardie, um, look for a criminal record from the day I was born on 20 from 30 years, 38 years. Look for it.
right,
I will give
right,
you whatever
right,
money. I will work for
right,
you for a full
right,
year for
right,
free.
right.
Look for a criminal thing or violence. My exes, they're all friends
Right,
with me. I could
right,
call it
right,
right now. They're all
right,
friends with me
right.
because they are never had like. But the thing is, um, and the funny thing is, I if if the court have done have not like I know the court have so much thing going on in their mind. They have so much they off staff. They don't have enough staff in training professional to act adequately. They're overwhelmed with the amount of things they
Right.
have to do. Let's not exaggerate of things. But since 2012, I have been voicing my concern. I told you it is coercive control. It is
Yeah,
coercive
yeah,
control. It is
yeah,
manipulative
yeah,
tactic. I asked for a professional in the field of behavior analysis. And you come with me, and the first report, you come with me with a social
Wow.
worker. I pay €300. That's fine.
Wow.
But then I plead and I beg someone who's qualified in the
Wow.
field of neuro behavior
Wow.
analysis, someone who knows the behavior change in a child. Sometimes they call it parental alienation. I want to lift every single rock to be
Yeah.
sure, because I know for a fact, me myself, if even if my dad gave out to me, if my mother gave out to me, at the end of the day, they are my
Yeah.
father. They are who
Yeah.
raised me, and I will never be angry at them for no for no. There's no reason in this planet for me to be angry at my father and my mother. So if we teach a child because you tell them go brush your teeth, or go wash your clothes, or do your homework, and the child get angry at you for the rest of his life, you want to tell me that a child is going to be angry at his father
And and
for
and
over
and,
four
and is
years?
this is what's been happening to you?
Yeah,
Because
this is
what
like
happens
for
is
4 years. You want to tell me?
they start to tell lies to the child to turn the child against you. This must be so difficult, bro. I'm so sorry you're going through this.
But this is all like I've been. You know how much money I spent so far? You know how much money I've
Tell,
spent so far? Over 30,000
wow.
euro. And on top of those 30,000 euro, I plead for another assessor, because this assessor was not qualified in the field I needed. They say, okay, we find one who professional who's well reputed. Guess what? She charged me 4,320 euro for 1 hour of for 1 hour
Wow.
of report. 4,000 after spending 30,000. She charged me 4,200, no, 300, 3,500 for the report, and 800 euro just to cross
Wow.
examination. And on top of that, she did not follow the regulation, the rules to conduct such
Wow.
report. So she stole my money. The day she was meant to be calling in, she went on
Wow.
holiday, and she never told us that she was going on holiday. Do you see where all this
Brother,
come from?
I
Do you see where all this
I
is going?
definitely see where you're coming from. And, honestly, truly, this story has been something that I know is going to touch the hearts of people watching it. And I really just pray that you really get justice for you. I think anyone who can listen to you can hear that, regardless, of what she may feel the relationship went like, this is clearly a man who could have just got up and went on with his life. But you
Look,
want to be in your child's life, and for that alone a man deserves to be in his child's life. And I think that it's so terrible because, especially the way your child will be biracial. There's going to be a sense where biracial people have a lot of identity crisis because they're not white enough for the white for they're not white enough for the white kids. No, they're not black enough for the black kids, and they find themselves trying to find who they are. Am I white? Am I black? You know what I mean? And there's whenever, especially in a society ruled by really white supremacy, and it has a dominant white, it's dominant predominantly white. She'll find herself at times rejecting her black side and finding it hard to be proud of it. Whereas you as a man can be in the house and teaching her, by the way, that thing about you that makes you, black, that be proud of that. At home is where you learn that. For example, I remember the first time I ran home from school, my parents always tell me this story. I was about 5 years old. And I ran home and I said, why can't I be white like the other boys in school? And my dad sat me down. He was like,
mm,
you special. I'm trying to say, you black, you special, you different, you this, you that. And he really sat me
mm,
down as a black man and kind of gave me that. And of course, I went back to school and I told everybody that, but he understood
Yeah.
what we go through as black people not feeling enough, and he could better explain that, right? And then of course the major factor is when you grow up as a black person, you also then get to understand. For example, my mom would go into when I would go with my mom to certain places, you see her fighting for her, standing her ground in certain places. And as a child, you don't get it. Then when you grow up yourself, you're like, okay, this is why mom and dad were fighting their ground when they went in certain places, because these places they ill treat black people. So then you almost get to learn how to be like that. But you have to be living with a black parent if you're black to understand that, okay, in this scenario I fight, And especially I remember I used to think my mom was crazy, but now when you grow up you realize racism won't always come in someone saying the N-word.
Yeah.
It will come in these
Yeah.
in between covert ways, and you have to know to stand your ground. So and again, another important thing that I want to stress as well, when she starts to come home from school, she's gonna say things about how her day went, or maybe something her teacher said that's not gonna be obvious to a white parent, but to a black parent, he knows what that situation was, so you will know,
Coded
the,
name, coded coded
the coded
messages.
messages. And no matter if a white parent wants to act like they will do anything for their child, da 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 da, the fact of it is, only a black person will understand those coded messages. So there'll be days when I
Yeah.
was younger, and I remember I would come home and I would innocently tell my mom a coded message. There's some days I'll tell her not knowing I did. My mom would get a letter, write a letter to the school, or go into school. I wonder what did they say that you didn't? So some days I'll just be up on her feet and know, I got to deal with this one.
Oh
And then
my,
some days she would punish
bro.
me. She knew whatever. But then some days it was so important because it was the casual days. It was like, oh, mom, yeah, I was in school today, blah, 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 blah. This happened. And then, oh, yeah, the teacher said this. Huh? Teacher said, what? Yeah, he even asked me, da 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 da. He asked you what? You know what I'm saying? He said, what about where you come from? He said this. And a black person, you know, only understands that plight, right? And then you can then guide her and tell her, have conversations. And this is what people don't want to understand. This is why it's good to have diversity in the workplace, whatever, because if you have forever white people who are trying to understand,
They
they
cannot
cannot
understand.
understand. I will never understand the plight of a woman. I can try to understand. I will never know what it feels like to have a female's body, you know what I mean? And understand, maybe sometimes the way men over sexualize them, maybe there's something, I will never understand that. So there might be social, cues that I miss because I don't have to live that experience, right? So this is another thing that, they don't seem to understand, that they're actually risking, that child then growing up and being confused because they attach themselves to people who really had a racist mind, a subconscious racist mind, but your child wasn't rare to read that, right? And then because they weren't ready to read it, and then they become victim to then, I guess, trying to delete their black side, and then of course keeping the only parts that maybe suit them best, right? But brother, we don't have much time today. Is there anything else that you wanted to share before we kind of round this up?
Like we don't have the support that we meant to
Yeah,
have because we are paying the same amount of tax. We are paying the same amount of we are contributing uh, an enormous amount of to the country as
right.
well. We need to build our community. We need to be strong and support each other. If anyone need or want support or me to file a document or any legal to craft any document for them, I can do that. If you want to translate it into Spanish, English, French, let me
Thank you.
know. I can help
Thank you,
you.
brother.
If anyone need a free coaching,
Thank you,
free
brother.
anything related to fitness, let me know. I will
Yes,
help you
brother.
because Um, I did not have the support to get back my daughter at the time. But I know this is something that I need to do
Yeah.
myself. If I have to become a lawyer, I will become. I am a
Yeah.
lawyer. I say I am a lawyer, and I will become a lawyer. I do not want to see no one, no other young man, doesn't regardless of if they're Irish or regardless if they're Indian or Chinese, if they can speak English or Spanish or French, come and see me. I will help
Thank you,
them.
man. Thank you, man. Honestly, you heard that, guys. Thank you so much, man. This is what we got to do. We got to come together and empower each other, bro.
Thank you as well for thank you so much. I am grateful and God. I say I was telling I say God, please send me someone
Wow.
I can voice
Wow.
because I've sent so many messages and people are so coward,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah.
Um, because this thing is a really, really big
Yeah.
nest.
Yeah.
It's a really big
Yeah.
nest, and people don't want to get
Yeah.
involved. But I don't care when family is
Right.
involved. You have to go through the
Right.
devil if you have to go through.
Exactly. 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 And man, look, you've this has been therapeutic for me also, honestly, and I'm grateful to have had you on today, brother. God bless you, brother. Thank you so much, man.
God bless. Appreciate it. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much, brother. We'll be in touch, yeah? God bless you,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah. No worries. Cheers.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Thank you to this brother for coming on today. Thank you so much for anyone who's watched this. If you have any stories that you would like to share with me, um, as you know, I'm reporting on behalf of the Black community. I'm bringing conversation around a lot of our issues so we can inspire each other, give each other strength, and and also support each other. So if anybody out there knows if you can support this brother, just different stuff like that, we'll give you some information on the screen for you guys to contact. Um, and yeah, thank you so much for watching, and just make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, God bless.
And I'm on a mission for you.